We'll call to order the School Board of Nowata Public Schools. Note that all members are present. Item 2. Item 3 is the invocation. I'll go ahead and do that. Lord, we're grateful for the opportunity to gather tonight to discuss the business of our schools. And Lord, we know that affects nearly everyone in our community, Father. So I just pray you lead us with your wisdom and your guidance tonight. And let us be mindful of the reasons why we serve. We love you and we thank you and we pray. Amen. We're going to, since school is out, we're going to bypass item 4 because we do not have our students here to lead our Pledge of Allegiance. Item 5 is the board will recognize the 2018-2019 Teacher of the Year, which is Ms. Jennifer Prince.
Miss Priya! Yeah!
Went the wrong one.
Congratulations. Yeah. Of course, Mrs. Prince serves as our choir and band instructor for the junior high and high school. Is there anything else that you do?
Music appreciation.
And runs music appreciation, and if you buy something from the concession stand during a football or basketball game, she oversees that too. So we appreciate all of her help.
Thank you.
All right. Item number 6 is the board will hear from Rochelle Herrera regarding decorating graduation caps. Rochelle, I see that you're here. Just a reminder, you have 5 minutes to share, and so the floor is yours.
I would first like to say thank you for giving me this platform to talk to you guys and discuss this matter. And I would like to start off saying that I am Rochelle Herrera, and I am the senior class president. And I'm here to discuss the matter of decorating our caps for graduation. And also I would like to kind of say why we think it's important to decorate our caps. It's to set us apart from our classmates and show our individuality as being as classy as possible, because that's our main concern, is to be classy and to represent Nowata really well. And so my plan that all the class has agreed on is to get a picture of some sort or write out the quote that we're going to have on our caps, and then have it approved by some of the select teachers that have already agreed to do that. Some as our class sponsors, and I know Miss Daly is willing to do that also. And then the graduation morning when we have our practice, we were also going to have it match up and be like, yes, this is approved of your cap, it matches the photo. And if not, then you have that X amount of time to get it cleaned off and have it cleared for graduation. So, and I plan on enforcing that during graduation. I'm not afraid to say, no, you need to take your graduation cap off, because it's not right to ruin it for the rest of the peers. So I would like to say, once again, thank you for giving me this platform.
Thank you, Rochelle. We appreciate you sharing that with us tonight. Move to item 7. The following concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at board meetings and will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and approval of the following items. Item A, minutes of the April 8, 2019 board meeting. Item B, minutes from the April 23, 2019 special meeting. Item C, treasurer's report for April 2019. And D, general fund expenditure comparison analysis as of May 3rd, 2019. If not, I'll open the floor for a motion.
Make a motion to approve item 7A through D.
Have a motion to approve items 7A through D.
Second.
Have a second. Mr. Custer? Tracy?
Howell?
Yes.
Gester?
Yes.
Smalley?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item 8 is the legal and financial reports. A, vote to approve or not to approve encumbrances number 443 through 479 in the amount of $112,861.26 from the general fund, number 24 in the amount of $10,000 in the building fund, and number 20 through number 23 in the amount of $883.01 from the cafeteria fund, or table action on these items. Are there any questions?
I had a question on the buses. Was it cheaper for us to go ahead and do the lease option, or to go ahead and pay them off and just lease new ones every 2 or 3 years? I think that was something that was implemented before you got here.
When I looked at it, I think the smartest thing to do for us is to purchase the 2 that we've been leasing, and then we can renew a lease for 1 or 2, and that way we can kind of put new buses into service and not just be out of massive expense out of one.
Okay.
Are there any other questions? Not, I'll open the floor for a motion.
I make a motion to approve legal and financial reports A and B.
Second.
It's just A.
Oh, is it just A? Oh, that's not after. Just A, let me correct that, A.
I'll second
I'm
that.
chugging on the head of my brain.
I have a motion and a second to approve item A under the legal and financial reports.
Howard?
Yes.
Kester?
Yes.
Smalley?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item B, vote to approve or not to approve the student activity fund report and transfers for the month of March and April 2019, or table action on these items. Any questions? Is there a reason it says March and April?
We didn't do one in March.
Okay.
We didn't get it done in time, so we'll add it to that and vote this month.
No problem. Are there any questions?
I make a motion we approve the student activity report with transfers for March and April.
Second.
I think it's good too.
That's all right. I have a motion and a second. Tracy?
Howard?
Yes.
Kester?
Yes.
Smalley?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item number 9 is a status report from the Nowata Classroom Teachers Association.
Okay, I attended the OEA Delegate Assembly last Friday and Saturday. The Assembly voted on actions for OEA to take during the next year, such as making a list, kind of a short list for the legislators on the education bills that were important to us, so they would have a quick reference when they had constituents come in. We also talked about what we would do if your 3 we are together plans were not met. And we're still waiting on the budget, but it sounded like today we were getting a little closer to having that done. Also, I will attend the Zone A meeting tomorrow night in Bonita. We held a meeting today after the breakfast to elect officers, and I will remain as president, Kayla as vice president. This year, we voted for Jonna Bridges to be the secretary, and Christy Horner to remain as our treasurer. And the elementary rep is Bridget Taylor, middle school is Richard Rhoda, and high school is Tashana Parrott. And then the negotiation dates have been set for June 11th and July the 9th. And Kayla and I are scheduled to attend the OEA leadership meeting in Oklahoma City on June the 6th.
Very good.
Thanks.
Questions? Thank you, Mrs. Frankie. We'll move to item 10, Principal's Report. I'll start with Mrs. Campbell there on the elementary.
And welcome, Jerry.
Thank you. I see old faces. Anyway, some of the things that have gone on this month, I asked what do I need to report on, and so I thought anything that interests me and that I had to learn a lot about, you all would like to know too, so that's what it consists of. And if I need to add to it or take away, just let me know. Marilyn Craig is with the American Indian Resource Center, and I had never heard how much that she has helped our school. They're going to do professional development for virtual field trips across the board for us in June. They gave us big TVs, and in the elementary we have a media room, and it is really neat. We will learn how to do these virtual field trips. Each teacher will. They also pay for BizTown. And this year with BizTown, Oklahoma State University chose a junior achievement to be the organization that gets junior captain. And so they get to go to a home game November the 2nd, and it's against TCU, and they will receive 4 game tickets, 4 pre-game VIP tailgate passes, an OSU jersey, field access, special recognition during the game, and I thought that was really neat. And the 5th grade teachers were just at a dilemma: how do we do this? How do we decide? And so I said, oh no, because I want some help. Anyway, so they came up with the idea to write essays, and our winner was Bryson Topp, and his essay was so good, and it was just so sweet, and it shows the heart of elementary. And so I attached that so that when you guys in your spare time you can read it, because there were just things in there that I thought, oh, be still. Sometimes we just hear the finances, or we hear the to-do lists, and we don't get to know if you're not in the school, you don't get to know our kids. And it was just a great essay, I felt like. So I attached it so you could read it. They also pay for the Leader in Me grant. And our Leader in Me person is Yvette Barham. And we've done this program for 2 years, and Yvette came it was probably 2 weeks ago, and she said, what do we need to do? And I said, we need to talk to our teachers, because sometimes to make changes we have to have hard discussions, and so we need to see what's working and what's not working and what they feel like they can do. So she talked to the teachers, and I just put the email on the back of this for you guys too. What she felt like as our Leader in Me coach when she talked to each grade level. Now, when she sent it to us, she also sent pictures that she took, and I love it because she calls them celebrations. So when she went and visited with the teachers, these are the points that she found for the program. And when I looked over it, we're going to go into next year, and it'll tell you our plan of how we're going to develop that. It's on the first page where it says Coach's Reflection of what Mrs. Thompson and I will do and what the teachers will do. And so I think that maybe that will explain it a little bit more if you have any questions. But I love some of the things that she said about our school, because it's so exciting to see from a different perspective than someone you talk to every day, what their perspective are. And and I love that it says students are happy, students love being at school, students love being at school, emotional environment is amazing. It just made me happy. So I'm excited about that. We are also in our RSA Reading Academy. It's called Summer School, but it's actually the RSA Reading Academy. It begins May the 20th to June 13th, 4 days a week for 4 weeks. And I spelled all those 4 wrongs right because I double checked it to make sure. That's a hard sentence. So anyway, the curriculum, we're really excited about that. That's something we've been talking about, and we're hoping to get wonders in our kindergarten and first grade. It's actually books, but it has an online component also. Our reading curriculum in our lower grades is 11 years old, and I'm hoping to start replacing that a few grades at a time so it won't be such a huge expense. We're getting StoryWorks for the other grade levels. They have tried it. We ordered sample copies, and I said, please teach out of it, and they did, and they came back and reported, hey, we like this. So 2nd through 5th grade, we will get that. Alpha Plus was a teacher decision at the beginning of school last year when that became the curriculum. There was a little bit of controversy over whether teachers liked it or didn't like it, and different thought patterns. Well, after they got into it for a year and they took the test on it, the majority, and that's what I went with, thought that it helped on the test scores. It didn't get a good start until November. So they said they would like another year to just see. And so I hate doing things like this because we did it in a faculty meeting and it was a raise your hand sort of thing, and I don't like that. I just didn't have time to do anything else, because next year I would rather meet individually and get face-to-face talk about it, because that's what I like when I'm looking at curriculum. But that was a teacher decision that let's try it one more year. The 4th grade is going to start a science fair next year, and they're just extremely excited about that. We'll set it up like the Wax Museum, so parents can come, and then hopefully we'll get to participate in ConocoPhillips when they do theirs. I went to a meeting in Oklahoma City about our handbook, so we'll be working on that this summer. We're going to revise it. It was an eye-opener. And we're going to split our staff handbook and our student and parent handbook, because if you make something way too long, nobody reads it. And that's what I'm afraid is happening, so we're going to split that up. There's been a lot of talk about discipline at our school and what the goings on with that. And when, of course, you read climate surveys and stuff, that's always a concern. My biggest thing is to discipline a child, you have to have a relationship with the child. And that's hard when you're in a position of authority because you don't get to see them. So Ms. Thompson and I, we brainstormed and thought, what can we do? And I'm going to take, and she is too, we're going to take lunchtime a day, like a week. So like on Monday, we maybe take the lunchtime duties of 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade on Wednesday. On Thursday, we'll do 4th grade, so that we get a relationship with the kids a little bit better outside of just coming to the office. And once we do that, we also are going to put in a lunchtime detention, because we don't have anything in place right now besides, oh, you're in trouble, here's the phone call, and you're sent home. So we need some things like that. So we're doing a lunchtime detention. I don't want Ms. Thompson just to be known as a disciplinarian, so I'm going to switch that with her. So one week she'll do the lunchtime duties and I'll do the lunch detention, and then the next week we'll switch back and forth on that. I'm wanting to put it in place, and will, an after-school detention before we get to pulling them out of test time, and that will just be after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays till 4 o'clock if we end up having to go to that step. And I will do that. I'm going to stay after school with them, and I want to do that because that way I understand more what's going on. And then, of course, the ISI, and this year we're going to have a person to do that, because a lot of our ISI kids, when they get pulled out of a classroom, they're sitting in the front office, and no child needs to be in the front office because there's too much chit-chat that happens there. And so we have a room. So I'm hoping those things, and I've already introduced some of these things to the staff, and that's really the only reason why I'm sharing those. So in case you guys have any questions, that looks like the gist of the plan that we're going to have. Money from school mall. There was a question. It's sent home by teachers, and they fill out a form. Nothing passes through the school but a form. And I didn't know about this. And Mrs. Thompson, Gina, does it every year. And on the back, it's just a short clip in case somebody asks you what this is. And so that explains it. Boys and Girls Club, as you know, I was initiated very well with the longest tornado warning in the history of Oklahoma schools, or at least in the 30 years that I've been here. And everybody said that they went home, the kids went home and said, tornado alert, take cover now, all night long, and I heard it in my sleep too. So, but anyway, after that, the Boys and Girls Club had flooded, and they went ahead and took kids. The next day it had to cancel, and some of the parents weren't notified. So our safety committee is going to work with the Boys and Girls Club Safety Committee, and we just want to go ahead and get some procedures in place for that, so we don't, like they said they had to lay mop heads down on the floor for the kids to, and I said, don't do that, send your people to me, I'll stay since it's a school facility, and we will work something out, and I want to work closer for the safety of our kids on that, and I just think if we would go ahead and be proactive, we would be better off. That's all that's been happening at the elementary this month. Lots of changes. Things going on. Do you all have any questions?
Do we get to this back page?
Yes, we did.
That's what she was talking about with this.
That's the school mall. That's
I'll
it.
have to have a refresher on that.
That's why I had to write.
You
I was
are.
trying to read and think and read and think.
I know, and I'm sorry. It's just, I wanted, if I had questions about it, I wanted you guys, and I did, because all this time, I never knew exactly what we were filling out these papers for, so I figured you guys didn't either, so.
I'll just get with you after the
Okay, you can just get with me.
because I need to talk to you about the science fair too. So
Oh, good.
I have connections.
Oh, good, I need connections. Well, I tell you, they are on it, and some of our fifth graders want to participate too. And so fourth grade teachers are going to let fifth grade come down and join them, so.
There's been a PhD chemist all around.
Woo, yes, good deal. We're producing them over there.
Boy, I got some ideas for you.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell.
You're welcome.
Middle school, Mr. Sexton.
Keep it short, bud.
I know.
I'll do my best to be brief.
I'm sorry. I already got in trouble when I walked up with the pizza.
The last week of school was very busy. We finished up with all of our grade level end-of-year trips, and some of them we were uncertain about because of the weather. But everything cooperated, fell in place, and all the kids had a wonderful time, and we heard really good reports on our kids each place they went, which is what I want to hear. We finished our state and our map testing in the last week, so we tested up until the very almost last day of school. We did hold our annual awards assembly Thursday morning last week, and that's one of my favorite days, is to get to stop and tell kids you've done a great job. And so, and our Students of the Year, which is a really big thing, was 6th grade Rumer Tackett and Zach King. 7th grade was Mesa Holt and Zach Long. And in 8th grade, Sarah Klein and Eli Sabala. So we're real proud of all of our kids. We had Thursday night at 6 o'clock, we had a promotion. I call it a promotion. I'm trying to change the culture that we don't graduate, we graduate when we're 12th graders. And so we call it a promotion, and then we had a dance afterwards, and the promotion went about an hour, and the kids did amazingly well. And Mrs. Frankie will tell you that the first time we practiced at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we had to run through it one time, and the kids got it. So we were proud of them. So currently, we're scheduling for the 2019-20 school year. Braun and Dee Dee and I are going to meet tomorrow because we share the same bell schedule and we share staff, and so that's the next important meeting for us to have. So, any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Sexton. High school.
I'm short and sweet. We're graduating Friday night. We're going to bring them in at 8:15 in the morning and feed them, do a rehearsal about 9, and they'll come back at 6:36. We'll take our pictures, and then at 7 we will start graduation. If you guys could be there at 6:45 at the latest, it'll keep me from being OCD and running around and looking for you. That'd be great. Just meet me in the hospitality room. We'll probably have some water sitting in there or something. But right at 7, we'll walk on stage and get started.
Any questions? All right. Thank you all very much. Item 11 is superintendent's report.
I just have a few things. Summertime's coming and we're getting ready to start summer maintenance. We're getting ready to start emptying classrooms, stripping, waxing floors. Going to have some coaches help with that, some kids help with that. I've been working with all three of these principals about the individual buildings and some changes that we would like to see or direction we'd like to see moving forward. I'm excited about the number of people we have coming to the project-based learning staff development this summer. Very excited about that. I think we're headed in a very good direction. I'm excited to continue to keep working on it.
Any questions?
And you guys check out the school website. I know there's some things that were missed, but we keep adding things.
That break's still on there, by the way,
Right. See,
on the website itself.
No one knows about it.
So my wife did say that she was having some troubles pulling up the grading stuff. I don't know if that's
Grade
time.
book?
Yeah,
it was gone for a day, but we put it on there the next
Okay.
day. It's at the bottom.
Gotcha. Okay.
That looks good.
And it'll continue to get better. I mean, that's what it is now. So
Right.
It takes a while. Yeah.
Also, if you don't know, there's a Nowata Public Schools app. You can get downloaded at the Google Play Store or at the App Store.
For a new website, right?
Yep.
Very good. All right, no other items. We will move to number 12, to general business. Item A is discussion and vote to approve or not to approve the personnel report, or vote on each item individually, or table action on this item.
There are several items here. You got at the top, you have Mr. Goff, who's a middle school social studies teacher. He will also perform the head baseball coaching duties. Next is Mr. Matt Mims. He will be a high school teacher. We haven't decided in which capacity yet he's approved. More than likely either PE or social studies. The same thing with Mr. Chad Inlow. Those are both also football coaches. Brittany Toth in the elementary would be a paraprofessional. Amanda Webster would be similar role. We have several resignations there. Troy Davis, Megan Johnson, and Terry Rogers. There's one non-renewed position, that's elementary counselor. If you don't have any questions about any of those, I would make a recommendation that you would approve the personnel report.
I make a motion to approve the personnel report.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the personnel report. Tracy?
Hallett?
Yes.
Hester?
Yes.
Smalley?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item B, vote to approve or not to approve lease agreement with Regent Bank for the Harrison Energy Partners Building Automation System, or table action on this item.
I don't have the lease agreement back from them yet. My plan is to pay up to $49,642. My plan is to pay for $10,000 this year. We only lease $39,000 or borrow $39,000 for the lease agreement. So, but since I don't have that agreement, probably the best action is just to table that out.
I make a motion we table that until next month.
All right. A motion to table the action on the lease agreement with Regent Bank. Have a second.
Second.
Have a second by Mr. Bashford. Tracy?
Hallett?
Yes.
Hester?
Yes.
Smalley?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
That motion is tabled 5-0. That item is. Item C is vote to approve or not to approve Bluebird Bus number 3, which is a 2009 model, and old PE equipment as surplus, or table action on this item.
This bus is no longer serviceable, or I wouldn't feel safe putting these kids in it. So my recommendation is that we surplus the Bluebird bus and PE equipment so we can auction them off and see if we have.
What's the PE equipment, just weights and whatnot?
Actually, it's some old field hockey type stuff that's used in the gym. And one of the churches, Nick Steigerwald had asked me if his church could have it, and I said, well, we have to do it appropriately first, but like the goals are kind of torn apart, but you can fix them if you know how to do it. Anyway, so I think one of the youth pastors is going to refurbish them if we approve this, and they'll use it at youth nights or whatever. But we haven't used it for a couple of years.
And then, when will those bids be taken, or how will that is?
We'll advertise it on our Facebook page.
Okay.
That's how we did the last. We had the equipment in the rock building.
Okay. So they'll run be advertised on the Facebook page.
And our website.
The website. Okay. Do I have a motion on item C?
I make a motion we approve the Bluebird bus and the LP equipment surplus.
I have a motion to approve those as surplus. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. Tracy?
Hallett?
Yes.
Chester?
Yes.
Smalley?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item D is vote to approve or not to approve an agreement between the City of Nowata and Independent School District number I-040, which is our school number, to provide police officer at the school for the 2019-2020 school year, or table action on this item.
Here's a copy there of the agreement between us and the city. It's the same as last year. I think this is a valuable resource for us. We have an officer right there in the school. And I would recommend that we approve it.
It says per officer, but we only have one, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a motion on item D.
I make a motion we approve the resource officer for the school agreement.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second.
Hallett?
Yes.
Chester?
Yes.
Smalley?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item E is vote to approve or not to approve the comprehensive employment service agreement with Oklahoma School Board Association Employment Services, formerly OPS-UCA, for unemployment matters in the 2019-2020 school year, or table action on this item.
So basically, OPSUCA just changed their name to the Oklahoma School Board Association Employment Services. This is a service that we already paid for and we've had for years. It's something you don't want to be without. It's your unemployment coverage. So I recommend we retain Oklahoma School Board Association Employment Services.
Do I have a motion on that? Or do you have any questions?
Yeah, where's the actual amount? Is it this 819? I'm trying to figure out.
I believe on page 2 it says,
Is that the total cost of it is $819?
or total annual administrative fee of $819.
The administrative fee, and then if you-
It's $6.50.
No, $6.50 for
Per
every
employee.
employee.
Plus
That's-
the
oh, okay.
8.
Right, okay. That's why I just want to make sure that was what we were.
Good question. Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the comprehensive employment services with OSSBA.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
A motion and a second.
Hallett?
Yes.
Chester?
Yes.
Smalley?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item F is vote to approve or not to approve that Nowata Public Schools will accept as part of their required math and science credits the classes offered at Tri-County Tech for the 2019-2020 school year, or table action on these items.
This is something that the regional accreditation officer in the state of Oklahoma checks for every year when we turn in our required list of accreditation items. I think that anything that they do at Tri-County, we should probably take for the credit of school. They do a really good job. I'll recommend we approve.
Any questions? If not, we'll take a motion on that item.
I move we vote to approve.
All right, a motion to approve. Mr. Bashford, is there a second?
Second.
Have a second?
Howard?
Yes.
Chester?
Yes.
Smalley? Yes. Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item G is vote to approve or not to approve a contract with Tom Cameron and Associates for title programs and special education applications management for the 2019-2020 school year, or table action on this item.
Tom Cameron Associates, they basically help us make sure we are on top of all the federal compliances with special ed and Title I. It's a big job, and those people have the expertise to make it a lot easier for us to keep compliance with. So I recommend that we make Tom Cameron for Title I and special ed compliance.
So it's just those two, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean, that's in a circle there, because they offer 3.
Right.
Just
So we
only
only
2.
yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Very good. Any questions? If not,
I make a motion we approve the contract with Tom Cameron Associates for programs, title programs.
do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second?
Howard?
Yes.
Chester?
Yes.
Smalley? Yes. Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 to approve the contract with Tom Cameron and Associates. Item H is vote to approve or not to approve a contract with Eastern Oklahoma E-Rate Services LLC to handle E-Rate matters for the 2019-2020 school year, or table action on this item.
They help us with our infrastructure and our internet services. We run our phones over our internet now, so we have voice over IP. So anything we can do maybe to help upgrade our infrastructure is going to improve our ability to serve our students. The project we have in mind for the summer is to go from 1 gig to 2 gig service for our internet, which should alleviate some of the buffering woes for students.
Do we have any problems with that grade testing this year?
But we also block several sites that are data hogs. So there's no YouTube.
Very good. Any questions? Any other questions, I should say? If not, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the contract with Eastern Oklahoma E-Rate Services.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second.
Howard?
Yes.
Chester?
Yes.
Smalley? Yes. Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item I is vote to approve or not to approve the purchasing of 2 international buses previously leased, or table action on this item.
So these are buses that we've had leased in the past, and that was the purchase price at the end of the lease for us to buy both of them. It's $99,980. Approved purchase of these.
How long have we leased those? 3 years, 2 years, 3? They're what, 100 and... 2 years. This might be the 3rd year that we've leased. They're usually what, 100 and some thousand a piece?
Yes.
So about half price. And all of our equipment's already in it. Yeah, so
Right. Do I have a motion on that item?
I make a motion we approve those 2 international buses that we previously leased. Or purchased, not approved, purchase.
They're approved purchase.
Yeah, approved purchase.
A motion to approve the purchase of the 2 buses.
Second.
Have a second.
Howard?
Yes.
Chester?
Yes.
Smalley?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
The motion passes 5-0 to purchase the 2 buses. Item M is vote to approve or not to approve the 2019-2020 Oklahoma State School Board Association membership, or table action on this item.
I'm sure those people, I mean, I call them probably every day. So we're not going to keep them. I'm going to need to know.
They probably would be happy if I didn't call them anymore.
A motion on our membership of the Oklahoma State School Board Association.
I make a motion to approve the 2019-2020 OSSBA membership.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Howard?
Yes?
Chester?
Yes.
Smalley? Yes. Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item N, board to consider and take action on a resolution determining the maturities of and setting a date, time, and place for the sale of the $770,000 general obligation building bonds of the school district.
This is part of the series bonds you guys passed well before I got here. So this is just approving selling of the bonds so we can make our sinking fund payments.
So, because I'm looking at this paperwork, there's a deal in here that says introducing the resolution. Do we have to do that, or is that,
Yes.
so who does that?
Introducing the resolution.
Yeah, so it says right there. Because this is for setting the sale date. I just want to make sure that we're, just the motion is going to cover all this, because you got making the motion,
Yes.
seconding the motion, so, okay. This is really different, I've never seen that making the resolution, so.
And setting a date, time, and place for the sale. So,
That's
So
all.
the same
That's all
person,
included in
the
it.
same person can do all of that.
Yeah.
Okay,
in the motion, is that what you're asking?
okay.
And then that's tentatively scheduled for the 3rd of June at noon, if we approve this.
Yes.
So,
Right. All you have to do is approve the resolution because it's all included in there.
Yeah.
So I'll open the floor for a motion.
I will make a motion that we take action, I don't know how you want to word this.
Approve the resolution.
Approve the resolution determining the maturity and the date, time, and place for the sale of $770,000 general obligation building bond.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second.
Howard?
Yes.
Chester?
Yes.
Smalley? Yes. Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Item O is vote to approve or not to approve purchasing computers for computer science or table action on the site.
I talked to you before about Mr. Prince and adding a computer programming element to the curriculum. And these are the computers that we're going to need to be able to offer that $12,000.
So is
This is for 20 computers.
this a new
It would be new to us.
elective
It
for
would be
students?
yes, it would be a different elective. With it also, this is one of those electives that Mr. Prince can offer because of his training that would allow us to give tech, like a tech credit. So it would be like a 5,000 level.
So it's for 20 computers? Okay.
Classes as post-secondary.
Post-secondary.
Which helps us go from where we were to another point and see what we at least.
Well, it sounds positive. Yes.
Yeah.
There's positives.
This is what we need? This is in the bottom of the barrel? This is,
No, these are recommended specs. This is not the step down. And there are 5 of them that are step downs. Because we got to put the things that the teacher does.
Very good.
excellent. That's what I wanted to hear.
Any other questions, or do I have a motion on that item?
I make a motion we approve the purchasing of the computers for the computer science.
Is there a second? I have a motion and a second.
Howard?
Yes?
Chester?
Yes.
Smalley? Yes. Hill?
Yes.
Bashford?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. We'll move to item number 13. New business. Expenses.
I don't know
am I allowed to bring something up at this time? I just wanted to know if, I know that these kids are very patiently waiting to know a yay or nay answer based on the graduation hats, and so I just wanted to bring that up, if you could give them something, because I know it took a lot of courage for them to come tonight and talk with you guys about this policy.
That's, it did, I applaud them for coming, but that's when it's a hearing of the public, we can't take any action tonight. So it'll have to be at the next one if we have, or if we could have a special one, if they decided to do something. But there's not going to be anything changed or decided tonight.
But it's
just part of the process.
Yeah, but it's not a lack of appreciation of them bringing it to us, so,
Thank you for explaining that, I know that
yeah.
Thank you.
No, and thank you all for being here. Any other new business? If not, we'll move to item number 14, which is the act of adjournment.
I make a motion we adjourn.
Nah, keep going.
Alex?
Yes.
Yes.
Molly and Bill? Ashley?
Yes.